Hey everyone, how are you all going? It's Sunday. Jade, Natalie, Bev, Sophie. Hey Sugar Mama, how are you? How's everybody's Sunday been? Let's go pull my chair up. How is everybody? Okay. Hi Mandy. Yeah, I am good. Been out and about. Shout out to everybody at Cheltenham Spiritualist Church. Was out there today doing some readings, which was always really cool. And some really lovely messages were delivered out that way. So thank you to Cheltenham Spiritualist Church for having us out there today. It was really cool. A bit of a drive, but you know, sometimes you've got to go places to do things. You miss my face. Hey Georgie. What's news? Gigi, how's your fibro? So continuing on from today's spirit work, something that was really cool to see was you know, some of the older mediums in the venue, you know, that were sitting there, and you know, never blows me away. It never blows me away, but it never ceases to amaze me. You know, just how incredible mediums are. It doesn't matter how old they are; if they got the connection to spirit, it's so cool to actually see. And there's a beautiful lady out there today who was in her 90s and who was just as an incredible reader as she would have been in her younger days. Shalom Motek, Dudu. Thank you for looking after Raya. Hi Liz. Did I get your email? Shit. I did get your email. If it was in regards to your renovations, yes, I did. Sophie, no, it wasn't. It wasn't a festival. It was a spiritualist church platform event. So, yeah, I was out there today. Yeah, fibro is shocking. I've had it really badly as well. So, just take it each day as it comes. Don't forget, guys, if you're on for the first time, like and share it. And you know, the more people get on, the more chance that the energy builds up, that we can bring in some spirit. So it's always really cool to invite who we can onto these events. My phone just went dead. All right. Kia Ora from New Zealand. Hey, how are you? Ingrid, where are you from? Guy, guess who I saw today? I saw Carol, who came down to the church to watch the platform. Hey Nellie, how are you going? Liz, I don't know. I really don't know why your door's opened. I'm not quite sure on that one, but you know, I answered everything that I could in the reading that I did for you early on this week. Ingrid from Oz. Do you know what I just heard that's really, really sad? Christopher Plummer from The Sound of Music passed away yesterday. What an iconic film that was. Oh, look, here we go. She did do a little reading, but right at the end, and it wasn't on the platform. She was more there to watch. So yeah, it was really cool. So yeah, really cool. I'm just reading your messages, waiting for you, waiting for a few more people to jump on. So for those of you that are just joining us, The things that I placed on, I don't know if I've got it. Where is it? Leonie from New Zealand, you're new to this. Is there anyone coming through for you at all? Hi, Marianne, how are you? Jenny, how are you? All right, so guys, if you're jumping on tonight for the first time, or if, geez, my tie's all over the place, or if you're just joining because you love watching and I love having you here. I just want to remind everybody that this is a banter, and I am drawn by spirit to go to where I go to. It's not by choice, okay? So please do not bombard me with the same message time and time and time and time and time again. You're all on here for readings, that's obvious, and to show your support. But I just cannot let the what do you call it? The conversation and the comments be bombarded with the same questions from the same people throughout the night. So please ask your question once. If I don't see it, by all means, yeah, put it up again. You know, ask again, but please do not, you know, totally bombard me throughout the entire night. Okay, please don't do that, because oops, it just gets frustrating for everybody else too. Did you see that message where somebody just wrote to somebody, what? Why are you on then? some twats online. That's all right. Admin got him. There you go. So yeah. Anyway, hi from who? Oh, from England. Hi Sharon. How are you? Haley, how are you? Kelly. Yeah, church was really interesting. The readings seemed to go on for forever and forever and forever. And I just felt like I was like rattling on for ages. But we had some really good messages come forward from those that were present, which was really lovely. And again, I just want to say thank you to Cheltenham Spiritualist Church for having us today. Really cool. There seems to be people like writing some comments up here. You know, if you've got nothing nice to say, then get off, basically. You know, you're not welcome on the banter. You know, we're not forcing you to be on here by any means. And you know, if you've got nothing nice to say about the work that I do or the people that are actually on here supporting each other, then please, you know, do us a favor and just take yourself out. You know, you don't need to be here. We certainly don't want that sort of energy. So I just need to make that really clear. Oh my gosh, they're full on tonight. Please jog on. Yeah. Go. Yeah, go look. Who's this twat? It's Trolls Be Gone. I don't know how they get on here. Thanks, babe. So anyway, let's just try and focus the energy a little bit and bring it all together. So how has everybody been? Share your thoughts. We're into, what are we now? February. Kylie, you know how to get me. I'm not going to answer that on the banter. So yeah, come and have coffee with me. I forgot what I was going to say. You guys are all over the place tonight. So am I. Let's just take a minute just to settle the energy down a little bit, and I just want everybody that is on just to settle down a little bit, because the energy seems to be really scattered. I can see that some of you are tired, some of you are seeking guidance, which is our normal everyday Sunday. I haven't been on here for a couple of weeks, and so yeah, there's that as well. Rob the Reader's on. Ingrid, I have no idea who that was. I'm sorry. Yeah, Gigi, you can both come over for a coffee anytime. Come and meet our crazy Maine Coon. Loretta's saying had a few ups and downs, hoping things were settled. It's been a really crazy couple of weeks. I think that a lot of people have had things come up and all over the place. So I just want you to all just take a breath and just focus on where you are right now. Will you ever get to Sydney to do a show? Liz, yes, most likely. I was supposed to do a platform show with Debbie Malone, but COVID hit, so that didn't happen. But it will happen. So Debbie and I will get back together again and put those shows on. But yes, I will travel eventually once we're allowed to. Supposed to be in Canada as well, so that show's on pause as well. So it's just a matter of when we can fly and when we can organize things. Like today, literally, we're only allowed to have 15 people there, and I think there was 14 or something like that. So it's really crazy. Leonie, what are you saying? Yeah, Debbie Malone is brilliant. I love her absolutely to bits. Out of the blue question. Hey there, you. I haven't ignored your message. I've just been flat out. Out of the blue question, I was just wondering, how do you know what family member comes through for your fans that message? Do a lot of spirits come through? Wait a minute, I need to put this up. Okay, here we go. Out of the blue question, I was just wondering, how do you know what family member comes through for your fans that message? Do a lot of spirits come through at a time? I absolutely love this. Wish I had the gift. All right, so Leonie, when you have a spirit that comes forward, you basically it's like rushing for the candy store and who gets to the counter first. That's just essentially how it works. And so you'll have a spirit coming forward, and they'll profile themselves, and they'll basically sort of like either tell you who they're for by providing a name or a date or something like that. But as a medium, we can quite often go to that person directly. There's different ways to approach spirit and different ways to work with spirit. Just depends on the night and which way it goes. But for me, on this type of forum, rather than going straight to you guys, I will work with the spirit rather than the person. Sometimes I will go directly to the person. It just depends on how things work at the time. But on this particular forum, I will get the spirit first and then go, okay, who owns the spirit? And then they'll tell me whether it's a mother or a father or brother or sister. So it's all about questions and answers, just like it is here when I'm talking to you guys. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Does anybody have any questions about spirit or working with spirit or development or anything like that? Hi, Nana. You're a dick. I just want to shout out to my incredible family at Devon Barbers in Doncaster. To Kai and Kaya. They're incredible. I love working with them every single week. And, if you guys get a chance, drop down to Devon Barbers in Doncaster and come and see us. I'm in there on Wednesday, Thursday. What am I in? Thursday, Friday, Saturday at the moment. So, yeah, I'll be in there with the shears. Hi, Marty. Jules, how are you going? Does your ability improve with age? Ooh, Francis, that's an interesting one. I think that I think that, Francis, the answer for that one, and I might be just talking on my own belief systems here, but I really feel as if the answer is no. I don't feel it is. I feel as if you work with your gift. It's like anything, you have to have a natural ability, but you actually have to work on it and develop it. You have that raw talent that's there, but it's like, you see a young kid and they might pick up a piano and you think, wow, that kid's got a natural ear for music, and then you sort of like train in it and you work in it. So I think that, your ability does it improve with age? I think it improves with work, and it improves with actually using it. The more you use it, the more it will actually develop. I know some incredible mediums that are very young, and then I know some incredible mediums that have started their journey later in life. And I don't think it matters the age, because the soul is ageless. And I think that, the physical body that houses the soul is irrelevant in this particular instance. And so I really feel that the answer to that one, Francis, is no. It doesn't matter what age you are, but it's the development that matters. So if you've got a young kid that you're helping develop and push and guide, and like some of the incredible readings, like John Edwards started when he was really young, and some of the Australian ones, they started when they were, Mitchell Coombs started when he was really young. I really don't think I think age is irrelevant. Age is just an illusion of time, and time is an illusion, period. So, I don't think that matters. How you utilize it and how you develop it, that's what matters. The more you use it, essentially, the more that, it becomes stronger. That was fluffy, but I hope that made sense somewhat. What else have we got here? If you've always wanted someone to come through in readings and they never do, what does that mean? All right, here we go, another one. Renee, if you've always wanted someone to come through in readings and they never do, what does it mean? It probably just means that they don't want to talk to you right now. Basically, it's almost like in this particular platform, if that makes sense. If you want to talk to somebody and they don't want to talk to you, they're going to turn their back and they're going to go, no, I don't want to talk right now. No, I don't feel like talking right now. But usually if you have a medium that is seasoned, they will be able to bring through that spirit for you. So I'm not quite sure how that applies to you personally, but most mediums, if you give them a name or a piece of jewelry or a link or an anchor, then they will be able to bring that person to you. But if it's a personal thing, then you might just need to call them in, but they're always there. And, it's always possible to get that person, but whether they want to speak to you or not, that's another thing. I hope that makes sense. Jenny, I have no idea. I really don't know how old I was. The first time I saw spirit physically, I was 20, I think, 19 or 20. What's Leonie writing? Does it get a bit overwhelming sometimes dealing with a lot of spirits? It can be overwhelming. Yes, at times it can be overwhelming, especially if we're tired and lethargic. And sometimes, we forget to put up our protection and things like that. And then you start to feel things. And that's what you don't want to. I mean, it's hard to not feel things. And you're empathetic, of course, and it's hard not to feel things, but sometimes they do slip through, yes, and it can be quite overwhelming at times, especially if the passing of the loved one is in traumatic circumstances and situations. It can be certainly overwhelming, because you're dealing with an immense amount of grief on both sides, and to see people suffering at the loss of a loved one, it's never nice to see anybody sad and to feel anybody sad. So yeah, it can be overwhelming. It's not the easiest job in the world to do. I know that we make it look easy, but I think that on behalf of all of us that are mediums, I speak for all of us in saying that we do make it look easy, but no, it does have its ups and its downs, and it does play on our minds. It does play on our physical being as well. And we certainly get, put through the mill in dealing with spirit and working with spirit. However, I guess the perks of the job and what we do for people and for spirit outweighs the rest of it. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Does spirit pop in while you're working, shopping, doing your thing? Yes, they do. They do. I can be cutting hair and somebody will jump in. I can be standing there and, somebody will talk to me and I'll be like looking and going, hey, what do you want? So yeah, look, they do, they can. the way to explain the spirit world is that it's exactly the same as this world. It's just that there's a thin membrane layer between us and them. So if you imagine, you know, a 3-foot distance between us and them, and a thin layer of glad wrap between the two, that's exactly what it is. And to describe what it kind of looks like, it's I guess you could, some people might say it looks like frosted glass. Other people might say it looks like, you ever seen the heat on the shimmer of a road that's hot? That sort of like shimmer effect. That's kind of what it can look like as well. So it is just a thin layer between us and them, and just like their world exists, our world exists, and vice versa. So I hope that answers your question, Marianne. All right, let me have a look at Jade Scott. I'm not used to getting messages, but my skills are evolving. I had a message from an older man about a granddaughter called Grace or Gracie in a red car, but I have no idea how to relay the message. No idea. I typed his name into Google, and the death notice of him came up with his picture. How do you relay this message if you don't know who to contact with the information? Do you just have to sit on it? Okay, so what I would be doing with that one, Jade, is I would be looking at the death notice, finding out who placed the death notice or the organization that placed the death notice, what funeral home it was, and just contacting them, saying, could you please pass a message on to the family of this gentleman? You know, I have a message for their family, and just pass your number across. Then it's up to them whether or not they want to contact you. Leave it in their ballpark. Don't push it onto them. Leonie, okay, how do you deal with a situation where spirit comes through angry? Okay, generally, spirit does not come through angry. Spirit will come through with, I guess, sort of like emotions that they may have had in their living life as a human. But spirit is very rarely angry because they don't have those physical things that humans have. And they're human emotions: anger, hurt, fear, all human emotions. Spirit just has pure intention, pure emotion. And so if dealing with a situation where spirit is angry, I would be looking more about who's angry near and around. Quite often an adolescent child will bring through, anger will be around, near and around them, because they have frustrations. But spirit is very rarely angry. It's more like a, I guess, what they would call a PK or poltergeist energy that would come forward bringing anger. And usually that's around an adolescent child that just doesn't know where to put their emotions and what level they need to be placed on. Yeah, like a heat wave. Exactly. Leonie, how do I not get scared? I'll let admin answer that one. Let me tell you, I'm the biggest chicken of them all. Okay. You know, I'm a normal human just like the rest of you. And if I find something that's a little bit unorthodox or out of the ordinary, I'm the first one to run. I might come back to it, but yeah, I'm just like everybody else. You know, I've had a paranormal investigation business for a long time, but I can tell you, and they will tell you, that I am always the first one to run. And I'm not ashamed to say that. And I have seen everything. And contact me through my website, and just send in a message to request some information. I'm happy to send that forward to you. Yeah, exactly, Snape. I'm a chicken. Yeah, I had some funny experiences. I'll tell you one of them actually. This that happened this week. I was doing a reading with a client, and Spirit decided to use my microphone for my Zoom as a connection to this world. And as a seasoned paranormal investigator, I can tell exactly when there's a an EVP, electronic voice, that comes forward. And I heard it, and it was so loud, it scared the living shit out of me. So I ran upstairs and got my better half, and she she came down too. And you know, something just said record it. So I pressed record, and we all heard it again. And after going through or putting the voice clip through my paranormal voice editor, the message that came through was for my client's loved one that had passed away, just saying that he loved her, and it was so clear. But yeah, scared the shit out of me. Yes, Ingrid, that's a great one to put up there. So thank you for sharing with us. When my mother passed away, she came to me in a dream and no longer needed glasses, and she was no longer sick. Do all spirits get well again? The answer to that is yes. There's no illness, there's no pain, there's no hurt, there's no fear. All of those are human, okay? And when we're dealing with spirit in the afterlife, across the veil, across the rainbow bridge, wherever you want to put them, they are in their pure essence, and they do not have any ailments. They are not sick, they're not hurt, they're not fearful, they're not angry, they're not frustrated. They are just beautiful. So the answer to that is yes. They do get well again. Has my partner got the gift too? She'd like to think so. I'm going to say yes to that one, Gail. Yes, I do believe she does. Okay, here's another good question. These questions are great, guys. These are awesome. Awesome. Are you able to block spirit out so that you no longer see and feel their presence at any time? I'm absolutely fascinated with this. So are you asking me, am I able to block them out, or am I able to shut them out in their entirety so that they never come back? So Leonie, can you reaffirm what you're actually asking? Are you asking, can we block them out, or asking, can you totally switch them off? That's funny. Marianne, I love this. I used to do these meditation classes. This one time we had a man chanting on the track. Played it back, isn't there anymore? Everyone shit themselves. Yeah, exactly. See, it's spooky for everyone. Teresa, how you going? Hi, Carly. How are you? These questions are really good, and I love answering these. I will do some readings, I promise, but it's always important to bring in some development as well for you guys, because I know a lot of you out there, you know, you work with spirit as well, and you know, it's always really cool to be able to share information. Okay, here we go. Whoops, did I hit the wrong one? Here we go. Yeah. If you die young, do you stay young, or do you continue to age? And if you die old, do you continue to age? My experience with that is that, Lizzie, is that when a young one passes over, they do continue to grow. Okay, they do continue to grow on the other side. And if somebody passes away old, they will come forward at the age they felt most comfortable at. Sometimes they'll come forward when they're happy and healthy. Sometimes they'll come forward, you know, in their 40s and they passed in their 90s. It just depends on how they actually want to come forward, because of course they can change the way that they appear to us. So yes, they do continue to grow. And then, of course, they're not, they're not going to grow to 450,000 years of age. They're going to grow to adulthood. But they will show us the time of their passing, maybe what they look like at their passing. And then, if they're older, they will sort of appear to us so that we can recognize them. And when they felt best, some gentlemen come forward when they had full heads of hair, and the matter of fact was they were totally bald. So, they felt better with a head of hair. So that's okay. We're fine with that. Okay, let's go here. Jade Scott. What is reincarnation? Like when a child is born with the memories of the life before? Does this mean that the before life would no longer be on the other side to be contacted? Okay, so Jade, that's a tricky one to answer. Okay, reincarnation is, I suppose, the soul coming forward into another body. Okay, so each, when you're doing things like, I guess, soul retrieval, when you're doing things like past life regression and things like that, my understanding is that you will pull forward the spirit that's passed recently. Okay, the spirit that's passed recently. And when you're dealing with reincarnation, you may have memories. And my experience with reincarnation is the person will become almost obsessed with certain aspects. For people that died or passed away in the Titanic, for example, they might come through in this life absolutely fascinated by the Titanic. If they passed away during the war, they might be, absolutely petrified of guns and weapons, or Asians, or anything like that if they're in the Korean War. And so there will always be an element of a past life. They might be, a lot of people that are in the New Age industry will remember past lives as a witch being burnt at the stake. And so they'll have certain elements of that come forward. But usually my understanding is they'll be fascinated by certain aspects. And for those of you that are interested in reincarnation, there's a couple of documentaries on YouTube you can go into. And there's a little boy who talks about being reincarnated on the island of Barra in Scotland. And so if you just look up reincarnation island of Barra in Scotland, and there's a documentary about a little boy who remembers his life, who remembers his mum, and he calls her his Barra mum, and his Barra family, and he remembers so many details about that life. And he actually went back in this life to that life and actually met his sister from his past life. And so it's absolutely incredible what they can do. But reincarnation is the soul reincarnating into another physical body. The soul has to have a vessel to be here on this physical plane, and that's our human body. And so reincarnation is just the I guess the body swap, the soul coming into another body for another lifetime. Memories of the life before, it's quite common. Quite often children will remember past lives or elements of past lives, and they will come forward and say, my name in a past life was this, and you reel it off and they know exactly who it was. Does this mean that the life before, does this mean that the before life would no longer be on the other side to be contacted? That's a hard one to answer, Jade. And I think that the answer to that would be, I think that you would be able to get hold of them, yeah, because you're dealing with the soul, and the soul is timeless. Even though it's attached to this physical being, spirit and all that there is connected. So we're all one, and so the elements of that would be, be able to come forward. So you will get messages from them. But that doesn't mean necessarily that they're not able to be contacted. Wendy, how are you? I'm just reading. Kylie, I can usually recognize the gift in somebody because I can read the aura and tell by the auric field. So I will see there are certain things in the aura, it might be certain colors or where they sit. So I can tell. I can't speak for every medium, but I can certainly tell when somebody has the gift. And of course, my guides will tell me to affirm that as well. Christy, how are you? Carly Ross, I can see you're asking up there for a reading. Please feel free to contact me for a private reading. You can book in now, and I must mention this to each and every one of you too. We have this incredible new booking schedule or system available now. So all you have to do to book a reading with me is go to my website or go to Facebook, follow the link to bookings. You can choose your own date, organize your own payments, and and then I'll get a notification as to when you've booked in, rather than it having to come all through me, and rather than you having to wait for me to get back to you guys. You can do it all online. Pick a date, pay the money, and we just go from there. So it's a whole lot easier. Takes out all the middle work, and takes out all the stress of everybody having to wait for me to get back to them. You can do it all online now. So just click on the links on both my Facebook page and my web page, and you can book your own readings in now with me. So excited for that. And I have to thank admin for that because they did an incredible job during the week for that. So thank you to you. All right, let me have a look here. Wendy's asking the question, how can we get you to read? I'm not quite sure what you're asking here, Wendy. How can we get you to read for us? How can we get you to read for us, Spirit? What or when would the spirit become body again? I think that's dependent upon the soul's lesson, whether it wants to come down or whether it wants to guide. So I think that's an individual choice on that one, Wendy. Either or. It just depends when the rollover actually happens. Jenny Fitzgerald, your mum knows that you're wishing her happy birthday, and she knows that you've been present at her resting place. Just remember, guys, that they are with us. They're all near and around us. They're never gone, okay? So if you're thinking about them, they're there. They know what's going on in your life, and they know everything that's happening. So please never, ever feel that you need to go through me to pass a message on. Just say it out loud or say it in your heart space, and they will know, okay? It's really cool. Georgie, no, that's not necessarily correct. It's just numerology, okay? 11, 11, 22, 22. It's all master numbers and numerology, but it does not mean that there's a spirit around, okay? Spirits are around us all the time, and there are so many signs and symbols. It could be smells, it could be touch, it could be a feeling. You might hear something, but there are so many signals that spirit is with us. And I think that the biggest one is just to feel with other senses and push your senses out. It's like when you hear, you push your hearing out. For example, we've all been in situations where we've kind of been turning an ear to a conversation that's happening a little bit away from us, trying to hear what they're saying. And if you actually envision pushing your hearing out, you will hear that conversation, because you can actually train your ears to reach further places. And the same applies with connecting to spirit. The same applies with listening to messages. If you just stop and pause and push out that little bit more, you'll be able to tell when spirit is near and around us. And that can be anything from a feeling in your gut. It can be a shadow running past your eyes out of your peripheral vision. It can be so many things. It could be like just a feeling. Your heart might skip. So many different things. There's too many to mention, but I think that, you know, it's an individual thing, but there are so many ways to communicate, just like there are in this world. In Grid, I believe so, yes. I haven't happened to me personally, but I do believe that animal spirits can come through and reincarnate just like, you know, we can. You know, some people might say that they've got an animal now that's a spitting image emotionally, or in regards to the way that they exhibit their traits, that is similar to a past pet. So I think that's relevant as well. Sorry, I just clicked on that, Christy. Uh, Inika, is that how you pronounce your name? Here's another great question. Will our spirits guides let us know they are around if we are not realizing? My knowledge of this one, Inca, is that yes, it becomes louder and louder and louder, okay, until we do realize that there's something going on. It's like anything, it's like a child, you know, if you ignore it, it's going to get louder and louder and louder until you have no choice but to say, shut up, or what do you want? So I think spirit is very much similar, and you know, what they actually do is clear space in our world so that we can actually hear them eventually. So it's only a matter of time. All right, I think we've done heaps of questions. Like, guys, some of these questions are absolutely incredible. And I think that, you know, it's we should ask these a little bit more each and every day, because I think they're all valid. And you know, I just want you to all understand that whatever answer I give you is not the definitive answer. It's just the answer based on my training and what I know personally. But that doesn't mean that somebody else's answer is not going to be correct. You know, I can only give you my guidance, and you know, that does not mean that it's right or wrong. It just means that that's my answer. But by all means, you know, I'm certainly open to another's interpretation of um, you know, what these answers can be. But my knowledge based on my training is what I'm actually giving you tonight. So, you know, I have to understand that if you go away and you research and find something that might be a little bit different, that's okay too. You know, whatever vibrates, whatever makes sense to you is going to be the right answer, because it's your answer. So that's really important as well. Linda Burgess, your mum's birthday is today. Happy birthday, mum. I'm assuming she's in spirit, so that's really cool. Wendy, your mother passed away when you were young. I knew she passed before I was told. Yeah, quite often that happens, Wendy. Quite often, you know, the phone will ring and you'll just go, I know who's on the phone. And I think that's something that happened to me when I was younger. I just always knew who was on the phone. You know, I sensed that, you know, who was coming. And the same thing happens now, you know, but for me now it's really funny, because it'll pass through my mind, and then I'll sort of like not pay any attention to it, and then it'll actually happen a little bit later in the day, and I'm like, gee, I knew that. Spirit told me that earlier on today. So things can skip past me now, and I sort of, you know, don't pay enough attention to them when it's pertaining to myself. But yeah, what else have we got here? I think you're welcome, Jenny. Okay. Wow, this is incredible. Sherida Findell, your granddaughter was in a car accident and they left in the hospital with a solid liver and spine fracture. She's home now. Do you have a reading for me? Her name is Olivia and she's 16. Olivia, I'm going to send some healing out to you, sweetheart. You know, I do feel that you'll be okay, and that your wounds will heal. And I just want to pass on love and blessings to you and your family. Hi, Carol. I just want to say thank you for coming out today. Yeah, it was an interesting day, and it was lovely to see you in the audience. It's always nice when my students come in and watch the platforms, and I hope that they learn things. You know, I think there's always a learning platform to be presented, and it's always nice to look out into the audience and see them there. So, Carol, thank you for making the trip out and coming to see the show today. Hi, Barbara. Oti, who's Barbara? All right, let's have a look. Let's see if we can get stuck into some readings. All right, guys, no more questions. Okay. I think we've answered a heap of them tonight. I'm having a bit of a chuckle, Bev. Bev's watching a TV show, just went to another channel and then back again. Okay. We come home and the TV's always on and the remote control is nowhere near one of the animals that they could stand on it. So yeah, spirit love electronics. They will turn them on, they will change the channels, they'll flick a radio, whatever it is, you know. So in that particular moment, Bev, what did they turn it on to? And see if there's a message there for you. Hey, Mel. Okay, guys, there's a lot of you up here asking for readings. Please go to my website and book in a private reading, okay? I know that you all want a free one on here, but at the end of the day, you're only going to get a portion of a reading, okay? For those of you that are really seeking guidance and really seeking some factual evidence, please go to my website or go to Facebook. You can book your date, you can book your time, you can pay it online, and I will see you on the Zoom link and we will have that conversation. So please do that, okay? You know, there's no point in coming to the Sunday nights hoping every single week to get that one loved one when you can just book a private reading and we'll be able to bring that forward so simply and so easily for you. Sharon, one of the things I have to say for you is that energy flows where attention goes, and worry will create worry. So just relax, okay? And you know, please just understand that everything is as it should be, okay? There are situations and circumstances that are not known to you at the present time, and I'm just feeling as if things are being taken care of, okay? So don't worry, things are being taken care of, and you know, everything is as it should be. That's what I need to say to you. Bev, from Hawaii 5-0 to Star Trek. Okay, so one of the things that I get out of that one, Bev, is that one of the lines from Star Trek that I use all the time is resistance is futile, okay? You can only resist for a certain amount of time, but eventually you have to surrender and give in. So there's your message from Spirit. Yes, they can make a smoke detector go off. They sure can. I've seen many spirits jump in front of smoke detectors. Keep calm. Keep calm. Live long and prosper. Maybe it's that message, but no. The one I'm drawn to is to not resist, just to surrender. I love that. Hawaii 5-0. Okay. That's really funny. All right, let me see here. Where am I going to go? Actually, Bev, you know what? I'm going to come to you. Oh, I just hit something. What did I do then? No, I'm still here. It's okay. Hi, Kelly. How are you going? Bec, how you going? Okay. Everyone would love a reading. I would love a reading. Who wants to read for me? Okay. Bev, what I want to say to you, let me just have a look here. All right, Bev. I'm just going to jump in on a psychic level here and have a look quickly. I feel like there's something around your waist, something that you're trying to digest emotionally that you are that you're hanging on to is what I'm being guided to say, is that you're hanging on to. And I really feel as if you sort of like need to get rid of it. You can either swallow it and swallow your pride, or you can let it fester inside of you. But I just want to say to you, Bev, let it go. All right. Sometimes we have to just surrender and throw our arms in the air and just go whatever, because the amount of energy that it takes to hold something in place, it's like a magnet not wanting to be there. It's like trying to hang on to a scratching cat. Eventually it's gonna break free, and the amount of energy that you've wasted in trying to retain it there, it's so much waste and so much disruption. And so I just feel like that's your world, a description of your world at the present time. There's so much that you can hang on to, or there's an even amount that you can let go of, Bev. And I feel like it's a losing battle. It's only a matter of time before, I guess, in want of better words, the shit hits the fan. We all have that tarot card, the Tower, come into our lives from time to time. Change is imminent, and we can fight it as much as we want. We can resist it as much as we want, but at the end of the day, it's going to happen. Bev, I don't know where the teaching position is around near you. And I have to talk about teaching, or the word teaching, because I feel like somehow it's coming into this reading for some reason. Either you're a teacher or you're going to be learning off a teacher, but I have to put that there for some reason, and Spirit's wanting to talk about the teaching. And so I'm just going to leave that there for a moment and ask you if you can verify any of that information for me. Hi, Sonia. How are you? Sherrod has put up here, I needed to hear you give that advice. One thing that I said today in my address to the spiritualist church that I was working with today is that, whenever I give a reading to somebody else, listen in, because there's always a message for you too. And Sherrod, you've just said that. Loretta, how are you? I'm glad that everything I said has place for you, Sonia. Melanie, I love you. What have you put up there, Mel? I will read for you. There's need for you to place some drops in your eyes. You also have a dog around you, a caboodle. Oh, Mel, go away. Do you know what? My Oracle deck is still sitting there, and I have an article for a magazine that is due like tonight. It's supposed to be done already, and I haven't finished it. So that's sitting on my desk, and that needs to be finished. And my book needs to be finished, and my journal needs to be finished, and it all needs to be finished. But I need to be another me. I need an extra me, or a bloody good PA to kick my ass in. But I have an admin for that, and she does a good job. Hi, Loretta. How are you? A dog around you, a caboodle. I have a caboodle. We have a schnauzer. Does that count? She's fluffy. About touch. You're reading mine. What? I don't understand what you're talking about. Mel, can you see the dog? Babe, can you let Ruby in? Do I still do readings at the Spiritualist Church in Kilsyth on Sunday nights? Which one's that? I don't know. It just depends who's booked me, Marty. But yeah, I still do readings for the spiritualist churches. Today is the first one back, I think it was. No, last week was the first one back. I did Williamstown Spiritualist Church. All right, let's see. Come here, you. I can't get her. What? Okay. Here we go. Stinky, stinky dog. Oh, there is somebody's dogs that you have a link with. Oh, is it you? Is it you? Are you the Nauser? Hey, tell everybody what you did the other day. She ate the cat poop. No, not you. It's not you. He's a boss, you stink. Oh, yes, Marty. What is it called? I'm trying to think. Yeah, she ate the cat poop. Didn't you? Special. What's it called? I know what we're talking about. I'm just trying to think of the name. The one that Sharon runs, yeah? Yeah, I can't think of it either. I'm totally having a real brain fart at the minute. Something. Oh my god! If she's on here, she's gonna kill me. It will resume. I'm just not quite sure when. You're hot. You're making me hot. Thomas is in bed sleeping. He's good. Hi, Di. How are you? Rosalind Sanctuary. There you go, Marty. I remembered it. Rosalind Sanctuary. There you go. Yeah, Lincoln Road, Rosalind Sanctuary. They're saying hi to you, Ruby Tuesday. There, see, that's it. Did I cut my finger? No. Oh, there's a story about that as well. Okay, so there's a little cat across the road, and she continually runs across the road to us, and we're on a main road, and we're really worried that she's going to get hit by a car. Anyway, so the other day I came home from work, and she come running across the road, and I grabbed her because she's going to get hit by a car, and yeah, she scratched me, and my finger got infected. It's just a scratch, nothing major. Marianne, I'm not quite sure, but okay, you can hop down now. Oh, it's flat. Why? Do you want it? What? I have to plug my phone in, apparently. Yeah, Rosalind Sanctuary. There you go. Okay, let me have a look here. Going back to something I said earlier this evening, the spirit doesn't come through. Marianne, contact me and I'll bring her through for you. Okay, I'm not quite sure why, but I do feel that that's something that is quite easily done. So I'm more than happy to do that for you. I'm just reading all your messages. I love today's a really good banter. Hey guys, lots of cool questions that are coming forward. Miriam, jump on and book a reading with me, and I'll do that. Look, shut up, Melanie. I feel like there's 55,000 things going on at once, and I'm trying to do it all at once. So yeah, on my desk at the moment, just to give you some idea, is the barber shop. Of course, I'm working back in the barber shop on the shears, and let me see. I have one, two, three oracle decks that are half started, one almost finished, a journal, my book is there as well, and the article that needs to be written for tonight, that's there as well. There's probably more things, yeah. The song that I have written needs to be finished. I don't know what song is. I've always got lyrics floating around everywhere, but no idea. I have no idea what it is. Yeah, I did have a song once called "I Will Always Love You," but Dolly finished that, and you know what? She got the credit for it. I'm only joking. I wish. Do you want to know a funny little fact? Jolene has actually been recorded more times with more success than "I Will Always Love You." There you go. Bit of Dolly trivia. Hi, Sarah. How are you? Jana, how are you? Chelsea, how are you? Hi, 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 hi. Did you listen to the boxer? What's the boxer? Is that the dog or the fighter? I have no idea what the boxer is. Yes, Marty. Yes, I do. I do get messages coming forward. Yeah, for sure. Simon and Garfunkel. No, I didn't. Oh, yes, I did. All right, look, I'm getting the wind up from admin. Apparently I'm waffling on too much, which is usually me on a banter. But you know what? Let me have a look here. What have I written here? I'm getting in trouble. I've got nuts in my teeth and I'm getting in trouble for picking them. So sorry, guys. I ate a nut and it's stuck in my tooth. Okay, so I need to jump back here and just rewind a little bit and need to go back a bit. Just bear with me for a second. I just need to check up on something. Bev, I need to come back here. So you were a driving instructor, but you've retired now. Okay. So that's in reference to your reading, yeah? You're a driving instructor. No, I feel like this is something else here. My admin keeps my ass online because I can run off on tangents, as you all know. But I need to read for Bev, okay? I'm just going back to my initial message, guys. Just bear with me. This is what happens when the energy gets scattered. I get scattered and run off on little tangents because I get all excited because I can see all your messages. Marty, just quickly as I reverse back, do I get my spirit come through? Yes, I do get messages when I cut their hair. Where am I going? Sorry, guys. Bev, I know that I was talking about being a teacher. I do apologize for going off on my little tangent. Um, but I do feel that there was a reference there about teaching or something to do with teaching, and I feel like they're wanting me to bring that to the forefront, and I feel like get back to it. But it's like it's something totally different than what you've done previously. And I feel like I've got books in front of me, and I want to get back. You know, we can always learn something new, and we can always offer something to teach. And I feel like there's balance coming in here, but it's almost like you're resisting. You know, what the question I want to ask you is, you know, what would happen if you allowed yourself to bring something special into your life? Because there's a self-value aspect of what's coming in here, and I feel as if, you know, you were to allow yourself to receive something, then you would have to justify that to others near and around you. And the message that I'm being told to pass across to you is to not to worry about that. Whatever somebody thinks about you is their problem, and for you to just go ahead and do what makes you happy. You know, you come to a time in your life where you have to make some choices on what's going to make you happy. And you know, I always say to people when they're talking about jumping into new jobs and things like that, you know, do what makes you happy. You can work at anything, but do something. If you have to do something that you love doing, then it doesn't become work. And I feel like this is relevant, Bev, here for you as well. You know, don't just do something for the sake of doing it. Do it with intent behind it. You know, have something behind it that's going to matter. And I think that we all have these bucket lists that we woulda, shoulda, coulda done, and we never ever fulfill them for fear of what other people think of us. So, Bev, I just want to say to you, you know, surrender to the voyage, surrender to. It's funny I've used that word voyage because I feel like, you know, when you're talking about, you know, Star Trek, from Hawaii 5 to Star Trek, I mean, one of the whole themes in Star Trek was to boldly go where nobody has been before. And I think that, you know, sometimes we fear putting that step forward into something unknown. But there are so many incredible things that we can learn and see and visit if we actually allow ourselves to do that. So, Bev, you know, put on your Star Trek suit, boldly go where no one's been before, and just surrender to it all, because I do feel that there's an incredible journey coming, and I have to bring in the learning aspect of it. You know, there's something that you haven't learned yet, and you just need to surrender in order for you to be able to receive. So I'm going to leave that one there for you, and I do apologize. I run off on my tangent, but hopefully you would forgive me. Hmm. Wendy, all right, I'm going to jump in here for you, Wendy. I wish my sister would come through, and I miss her. Now, Wendy, if I bring your sister through, just remember it's an aspect, a small snippet of what's going to come through in a private reading, okay? So I do feel like I have somebody coming in here. I want to bring her through. She's telling me you've got something similar to her, so I don't know whether you've got matching jewelry there that's coming forward, but I feel like there's something matching. You have it and she has it. That makes sense, doesn't it? So I know you're going to jump on and go, yes, that makes sense. And because I do feel that I feel like there's an essence of you watching her go, if that makes sense. And I feel like, you know, there's a time when, you know, you felt responsible, for want of a better word. You felt responsible. I mean, we all watch loved ones near and around us pass over and pass away, thinking, you know, I wish it was me. You know, we always feel responsible that it's happening to somebody else, but we have to remember that that's their life and that's their journey. And she may have fulfilled all of the lessons that she needed to do in this lifetime, and she's, you know, now sort of like fulfilling her journey and fulfilling her contracts. But for us that are left behind, we always have this belief system that we could have done more, that it should have been us, that it's not fair, etc., etc. And this is what I'm being drawn to as I'm doing this reading. Okay, I feel as if you know, this is going on, and I just want to say to you, you know, your sister's perfectly happy where she is. She knows that you miss her, and she misses you too. But she's here, near and around you all of the time. Okay, but I do see that you know, she is you know, I do see that she's how can I say, she feels really paused in the mind, Wendy. So I don't know if at the time of her passing she was incoherent, or if there was something with her mind, whether she was unable to communicate. But I feel as if you're watching her fade away. Does that make sense? So I know that there was an illness around her, and I just feel that she's just letting me know that she wasn't able to communicate near around the time of her passing with you, but she's saying you know all the answers, and she's making it really clear that you have something the same. So I don't know whether sometimes people have matching tattoos, matching bracelets, something along those lines to signify a bond there. And I always want to put a boy in the middle of the two of you, so I don't know whether there's a male child that's in between the two of you as well, if you can verify that or not, but I feel like I want to put a boy in between the two of you almost. I didn't read the message above, Mel, and I'm like, what are you spent on? Yeah. Do you have matching jewelry or matching bracelets or something to signify your sister connection there? I feel like you watched her fade away, and I guess the pause at the end of life, I think came up a lot sooner than what you expected, and there were so many more things you wish you would have been able to communicate with her. And what she's just saying is, even though she couldn't speak, she could hear, and she certainly knew what was being said, if that makes sense. I really got pressure in my head when I'm talking about her, and so I feel like I don't know whether the cancer went to her brain, but I just feel a lot of pressure in the head region with her as well. Hi, Deborah. How are you? I'm really good tonight, thank you. Carly's put up here, people who've never had a reading wouldn't know. Having a missed one coke through is the most amazing thing ever. I'm assuming that means come through. Yeah, look, it's incredible. It's an incredible thing to be able to deliver a message with information that there's so much clarity there. To be able to pass that across to somebody is just a beautiful thing. And I think that's why we do what we do with mediumship, to be able to bring peace of mind to everybody. Oh, I have to show you something that came during the week as I'm waiting for Wendy. So during the week, you were replying to Melanie's comment? Wait, I'm confused. Are you replying to Melanie's comment? Oh, okay. Anyway, I don't know what you're on about, Carly. I have no idea, but I'm confused between Melanie's and melanomas, but somewhere in between there's going to be truth. But anyway, so this week I had my certificate turn up in the mail for my death doula course that I did recently. And I love certificates. I know they're just pieces of paper, but they're pretty. And this course I did because I wanted to help understand you guys a little bit more and understand the death and dying process. And so I did a death doula course, and I am now a certified death doula, which means that I have the ability to be able to, I guess, guide people to have the best possible death. And I know that sounds kind of morbid, but that's basically what it is. All right, let me have a look here. Wendy, your sister was like a mother to you. Okay, that's such a beautiful thing to be able to hold on to, Wendy, and such a gorgeous connection that you have with her. But I do feel like there was a lot more that was left unsaid, and she just wants to know that she can hear you. Okay, she just wants you to know that she's never far away from you, and she's never not by your side, if that makes sense. So just understand that, yeah, she's definitely there. And I can see there that you've also affirmed that it did go to her brain, which is the pain that I've got at the present time. One thing that I can tell you, Wendy, from doing my death doula certificate and just understanding my experiences with death, is that people will die with and when they want to, when they feel most comfortable, and sometimes that can be alone, and sometimes it can be with people near and around them. It just depends. The dying process is such a personal journey, and for those left behind, or for those that are holding space, for those that are actually in the passing process, it can be quite confrontational, and we always like to try and make it about us, but it's actually a really private and solitary journey for the person that is actually passing across, and they will choose who they want to pass at. And you can sneak out of the room for 2 minutes, and that's all it takes, and they'll take that opportunity. So please, if that happens to you, don't take it personally. Don't feel as if you've missed it. Don't take it on board as if you weren't there for them. Just understand that, when it's time for them to go, they will go, whether you're there or not, okay? Whether they're there or not. So just understand that. Okay. Yeah, Wendy. I think that's quite often is the case. I think that they do choose to go when they do, to save the pain of knowing that we wouldn't cope. For me, probably the most traumatic passing that I had was the passing of my grandmother, and she died the day that I got to Mexico City, and so I wasn't even in the country at the time, and it's such a confronting thing, and but at the end of the day, it's their choice. It's their choice when to go, and they will take any opportunity that they can, and it can be 30 seconds or 3 hours. It doesn't matter. They will go when they want to go, and when they come called for. That makes sense. Good night, Di. Have an incredible night, and I will see you on Tuesday night for class. Okay, where am I going here? Right, Loretta, let's come here for you, okay? Juggling at the moment. I can see you juggling at the present time, and I just want to say, put down the juggling balls and stand still. There's too much going on in your world, and I really feel as if, your focus is discombobulated. It's all over the place. Your energy is not streamlined, and you're paying half attention to so many things. You're a bit like me at the moment. There's too many things on your agenda, and I just want to say to you, pick one and do it well. Okay, because at the moment the juggling balls are all in the air, and it's becoming a little bit overwhelming. I also feel that there's too much responsibility or too much responsibility asked of you at the present time. I don't know why I want to talk about mum in your reading, but I feel like I need to bring mum in and talk about mum during this time. And I also feel like I need to mention somebody that smashed their thumb or smashed a fingernail. You know when you cut, you smash a fingernail and the nail goes black. I feel like I need to make that relevant as well. So I'm not quite sure how that plays out in your week, but I just get you to hold that one because I just need to bring that forward. So I don't know whether you can verify any of that information for me, but I feel like that's what's going on. I can see my daisy sign for he loves me or not, and I feel like there's somebody in your life that you're questioning loyalty near and around. And I just want to say to you, the only loyalty you have to question is to yourself. And is this person somebody that you want in your life? That's what you have to ask, not the other way around. So Loretta, that's the messages that I've got for you. I hope it makes sense. And I'm sure I'll hear you in a second in regards to the confirmation about the information Spirit has passed across for you. Where am I going now? Jess Mason, no, she didn't suffer. Okay, she was fine. Hi, Karina, where are you from? Tell me where you're from. Hi, Kath. Sammy Jane, you know, it's the same old thing with the pendulum. What goes one way has to come back the other way. So I just want to say be patient. This week might bring some tests for you as well, but I feel like heading towards the end of the week into next week, it might even out a little bit. Okay, so just navigate it as best you can. Don't take things personally. You know, I think that once the wave hits, you know, it takes a little while for that that to settle down. And I just want to say to you, probably sort of like the end of this week, next week is when things will actually start to balance out a little bit. But again, the message I'm getting for you is not to take things personally. It's not always about us, but we like to take everything personally. We like to grab everything we can, make it about ourselves, but it's actually not. Okay, we don't know what's going on in other people's lives. We don't know why they act a certain way. We don't know why they say certain things. And you know, automatically when we get pushed or when information gets pushed at us, we believe it's about us or because of us, and it's actually not. There are so many things that can come forward that will make a person act or react in a certain way, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it's because of us. You know, there are so many cogs that make the watch turn to tick a time, and you know, we're only one aspect of that clock. And I keep saying to these time and time again, we're one component of a network, and it takes every network to work and be functionable in order for a situation and the circumstance to happen. So we're just one component. Sometimes we're the catalyst that makes things turn. Other times we're just a component that sits in the middle of that turning motion. You're in Harvey Bay. Kyla, how are you? Does that make sense, Sammy? Okay, let me go now, see where else we can go. Oh my gosh, that's the cutest thing ever. Carly, I have to put this up. My 2-year-old son is kissing your face through the screen. Oh, hey, little boy. You're so cute. Hi, buddy. Kid's the cutest. Hey, I have to ask a question. Has anybody's kids ever licked windows? This came up in conversation during the week. My little son used to lick windows, and I just wanted to know if anyone else's kids licked windows. Karina. Karina, I've got somebody wanting to reach out to you with the initial oh my god. Georgie, your dog is a boxer. It would kiss anything. Natalie, I'll kiss your face. We sing window liquor like window shopper. Window liquor. I know. We used to always have to clean them. Sammy, the information that I've given, just hold on to it because I know that it's going to make sense, okay? Now, Karina, I need to connect you with somebody that has the initial starting with D. And I don't know whether it's a Dave or a Darren or a D initial, but I really feel that there's a connection here with a male in spirit that has the D initial. Can you verify a placement of that for me, please? A D initial. Dave, Darren, I don't know what other names start with D. Just waiting the verification to come forward. Your son's dad, his name starts with P. Okay. Karina, there's somebody in spirit, and I feel like there's a D connection. Okay, guys, unless I'm reading for you, please don't throw up names. Oh, you're throwing up names. What other names start with D, Bev? I'm like, geez, Bev, you got a lot of people that have passed over. Karina, is your son's dad in spirit? No, is this like a Dave or a D initial? This person, the person that I'm wanting to connect you with, Karina, I can see a couple of things. I can see addiction around this person as well. So I feel as if there's some type of an addiction with this person. But I also feel that there's a bit of a mental struggle as well. I feel like I want to put shadows of the mind in here. And whenever I see shadows of the mind, I see anxiety, I see depression, I see all these types of things. But I feel as if somewhere for this person that's wanting to reach out to you, there's a addiction correlation. Does that make sense, Karina? That makes sense. I always teach my students, don't say, does that make sense? So I'm correcting myself here and saying that does make sense, doesn't it? Okay. So Karina, is that how you pronounce your name? Addiction. Okay. That's what I'm seeing around this person reaching out to you from the other side. And there's something about he's showing me his back as well. So, and I almost feel like I'm stabbed in the back, and this may not be a literal thing, but stabbed in the back. Or spoken badly of. I just feel as if there's people that are talking badly of this person in spirit, Corinne, and I'm assuming this is your son's dad that we're still talking about. But I just feel as if people don't know him, know the true essence of what he was or what his struggles were. I know that there's a lot that happened to him as a child. He's bringing me to things that happened to him as a child, and I really feel as if it's a sad journey because he's not here to defend himself, if that makes sense. And I just want to say that it's an unfortunate thing, and something to do about timing as well, Corinne. I'm being drawn to say something about timing, or the timing is off, or something like that. And I feel like there would have been maybe a time before he was found, if that makes sense, or something along those lines. Can you make sense of that, coroner? So I've got a gentleman here. I know that he's connected to, you're saying it's a P. I thought it was a D. I know that there's depression and anxiety around him. I feel like there's addiction around him. I know that there was a time before he was actually found in his passing, if that makes sense. And I just feel like there's a whole heap of people that are misunderstanding or missing the interpretation of who he was. I don't feel like he was a bad person. I just feel like as if he was on the wrong side or the wrong path, if that makes sense, and really struggled to keep his head above water. About the I'm seeing tablets with him as well. So Karina, can you place these specifics rather than just saying yes, because I don't know what you're saying yes to, so that I can verify the information with spirit. I'm seeing tablets. I know that there's medication involved here. I know that he was a kind-hearted person but was on the wrong path. I know also that he did the best that he possibly could, and is really accepting and really understanding in regards to the choices that that you've made for your son, if that makes sense. Hi, Jess. What's happening there? Your baby's doing a tango. Okay, that's so funny. Babies really react to music. I remember I used to play music as well. He's got his dancing shoes on. There you go. Maybe you need to call him Patrick Swayze. He's having the time of his life. Swayze the baby. All right. So I need to get some confirmation here on coroner. Yeah, it all makes sense to you. All right. So the message that's coming forward here from your son's dad is that he took an easy way out. That's the way. That's in a way he took an easy way out. But I also feel as if there were things going on that were unforeseen. I know that parts or vital organs shut down, if that makes sense. He's showing me that. But I too also have to say that there was control involved in this. So I don't know whether he actually took his own life or whether his organs shut down and led to his passing. But he's just saying that, he took an easy way out. That's the way that he said it was the easiest way to go out for him. And even though it may have been frowned upon by other people, what he's actually saying is that, sometimes we don't know the answers right at the moment that it happens, but sometimes, the answers will come forward and be clear and concise a little bit down the track. So whatever you're worrying about, whatever you're contemplating, whatever you're questioning, any judgment or anything like that is being placed upon this particular passing by your son's dad, I feel that clarity will come forward later down the track. I said things will become clear, and it may not be what you actually think it's going to be. This person isn't a bad person. He's a genuine, loving, caring person, and I also feel that he just needed to take control, and this was the way he took control. So I'm going to leave that there with you, coroner, and I hope that makes sense. All right, guys, we've got 15 minutes left. Okay, I know that I waffled on for an hour. However, sometimes things happen that way, and you got to remember, I go where spirit wants me to go, and that's the way things happen. You're welcome, coroner. Stephanie, no, the reading was definitely for coroner, so I'm sorry about that. But if you can make sense of some of it, please know that it is your loved one that's stepping forward and reaching out to you as well, and that there will be a message. Kyla, I do keep seeing your messages, but I am going where I'm drawn to. If you are wanting a personal reading, please book in for one. Okay. Repeating your message time and time again is is not going to get you to the finish line any sooner. Unless Spirit tells me to read for you, then unfortunately, you know, I can't go there, if that makes sense. And that's explained at the beginning of my banters and also on my website as well. Okay, I do have very clear instructions on how these banters are being run, and I can't I can't deviate from that in regards to the way that they've been run. Okay, Carly, good night. So let me have a look here. Let me just jump in on your energy, Kyla, for a minute and just see what's going there. I feel like that that there's two children I need to talk about. So I don't know whether you have two kids or whether you're one of two, but I feel like I need to reach out. And somebody from Spirit, I want to say Grandma, is reaching out and wanting to acknowledge two children. Okay, that's either two that she's had herself or two children, if that makes sense. And I have to bring that to the platform. Okay, two kids or two children. Kyla, I also have to talk about a child in spirit as well, and I feel like I want to place this child with you, if that makes sense. I want to place this child with you. So I don't know whether you have had a miscarriage or whether there has been a child lost in spirit for you, but I feel like I need to place that, and either one has been here or one's coming shortly. So just hold on to that. I know you'll place that information where it's meant to be placed. I also see a job opportunity coming in for you, and I feel as if I want to say to you, just wait. Okay, just wait. Take the second offer. Don't take the first offer. Okay, take the second offer. And there you are coming forward telling me that you've miscarried. Please be aware that there is a child in spirit for you. Okay, I'm seeing pink, so I'm going to say it's a little girl, and I feel like that there's a name already picked out, or that there was a name picked out, or one that you had in mind, because she's hearing this name being repeated and is actually answering to it. So I'm going to leave that one there with you and just say, look, she knows you're around, she knows you think of her, and you know, don't lose hope because another is coming. Okay, don't lose hope because another is coming. Something else I want to bring forward too for you, Kyla, is that the grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is not greener on the other side, and they're making me repeat that. The grass is not greener on the other side. And so I just want to say to you, sometimes it's best staying where you are and, you know, dealing with what needs to be dealt with there rather than running away and, you know, I guess not facing things. And I feel like I want to put this in a work environment for you, not the relationship sector, but a work sector. And, you know, if you stop and face things, sometimes they can be ironed out for the better. That's what Spirit's passing across. And I need to place that there. So I'm going to leave that there for you, Kyla. And I hope that, you know, I hope that everything is fine and that, you know, stand up for your rights and stand up for your beliefs. Okay, because I really feel that, you know, there's a lot of push and meaning behind that. And I feel as if, you know, if you don't stand up, then the same situation is going to happen over and over and over again. So, you know, whatever it is that's going on at the present time, you have a voice that will matter. And I think that's really important for you to be able to, you know, really stand up and, I guess, make change. That's what Spirit's saying, make change. All right, guys, I've got time for one more reading, okay? Before I grab something, I just want to say thank you for joining me. I know that it's been a bit long-winded tonight and it's been a little bit scattered energy, mostly on my behalf, but you know what? I'm holding space for a lot of people, and there seems to be a lot of you struggling at the present time. So I just want to hand out a blanket healing to each and every one of you and some love and guidance to just be gentle with each one of yourselves. Okay, life is hard enough without us making it harder, and I just want to say to you, you know, we're here to learn things, and sometimes those lessons are hard and sometimes those lessons are easy, but there are no mistakes, and we're all too quick to blame things on other people and blame ourselves for things with, you know, situations and circumstances that are truly beyond our control. This life is a journey, and it's something that I said today in, you know, in the address that I made to the spiritualist church that I platformed at. You know, this life is a journey, and sometimes, you know, we have to surrender, and sometimes we have to, you know, just be in the moment and go with the flow and not try and control things, because when we just try and control things, we can sometimes force things, and when we force things, it happens to go in the wrong motion, or go in the wrong direction, and it can actually break, and then we complain about it being broken and not being what we wanted. So just be kind, be generous, okay? Sometimes we have to surrender. Sometimes we have to be flexible, probably a little bit more than we want to. But you know what? It never, ever hurts to bend those knees and, bend down. When we bend down and use our knees, we can lift a lot more weight, guys. So there you go in the physicality of human form. However, energetically, when we bend down, we can receive a lot more, okay? By being flexible, we're open to receiving, and we're not fighting against things. We're going with the flow, and we're opening ourselves up energetically to receive, okay? There's a message from Spirit for each and every one of you from tonight's banter, okay? So for those of you that got bad knee injuries, the lesson is you need to be more flexible. Okay, what do we got here? Everyone's signing off. Well, you know what? I'm not gone yet, so you're going to miss out on the last reading. And where am I wanting to go? Gianna, I feel like I want to come to you tonight for the last reading. And I feel like I need to talk about somebody. There's a little beautiful little lady here, and I feel that this woman comes from, I mean, look, I know that you've got a European name and it's kind of a, no-brainer, but I've got a beautiful little lady here that's coming forward with me, and she's only small, but boy, does she pack some energy, okay? And I really feel that this could be your grandmother or a great auntie. Your grandmother or a great auntie is what I'm being shown here. And I feel like it's connected to your surname. Now, whether that's a married surname or whether it's one that you hold from your birthright, I feel like I need to connect to the lineage of the surname, and it's a grandmother energy or a great auntie that I'm wanting to connect to. So it's either the grandmother or her sister. That's who I'm getting told to, that I'm connecting with, okay? And she's only a little lady. She would have had dark hair, and she would have been very expressive, and but she's got a powerhouse of punch behind her, very spiritual. I'm seeing a very religious person as well, really big faith. Okay, and I'm being told, tell her to keep the faith, tell her to keep the faith, tell her to not lose the faith. She's wanting to know where your jewelry is, why is it gone, or why has it been removed? She's saying something along the lines there. And she's just saying that you're stirring the pot with no food in it. Okay, you're stirring the pot with no food in it. So I have to come to something that's going on in the family where you're almost like getting involved in something that you don't need to be involved with. And it's like she's using food as a correlation, and she's just saying, don't stir it. There's no food in there, so don't stir it. She's also showing me laundry on a line, and it's one of those lines that is just like one piece of string, and the white sheets get bleached and they go out on the line. She's a very hard-working woman, and she's showing me calluses on her hands, so I know that she worked really, really hard. Okay, I know that she worked really hard. At the time of her passing, I'm being shown that she struggled for oxygen. Okay, we're going to put oxygen, and I feel like there's something up her nose, the oxygen tubes that go up your nose. I feel like she's making reference to that, or not being able to get oxygen. Okay, so I don't know whether there was something wrong with her lungs, or where there was a lung correlation there, but I just feel pressure here, and I feel like I can't get a breath, and it's almost like a pneumonia, or lung, something to do with the lungs. Let me leave it there, Gianna. I don't want to make any assumptions on what it could be, but I feel like it's something along those lines there. I also know too that gynecologically, she may have had things removed, hysterectomy or something along those lines, because she's showing me she's not complete. Okay, funny how the lilies show you things, but I feel like the organs have been taken out, because she's telling me, you know, I'm not complete. That's what she's passing across there. Okay, things are not complete, so I just have to, you know, bring that forward as well. So you're telling me that she had cancer. Was it lung cancer? Does that make sense for you? Because there's oxygen up her nose. Okay, there's oxygen up her nose. Really frail skin, and she bruises really, really easily. And I feel like there's somebody there massaging things into her skin, because even though it hurts, she found peace in it. Okay, and she's just saying, you know, such a beautiful, beautiful family that she had. She's wanting to acknowledge that, the big family, near and far. She's acknowledging the many, many flowers and well wishes that came forward as well. If that makes sense. So she's you know, she's talking about that also. So I have to place that. She's also talking, she's got glasses and she wants to put them down. She's telling me that she was tired of looking at things, and so she took her glasses off, put them down, and just went to sleep. That's what she's telling me, okay? So the message that she's wanting to pass across is that she loves you. She sees that you're struggling at the present time, and she's saying that winter will be a time of completeness. That's the message. Winter will be a time of completeness. So whatever it is you're going through at the moment, by June, though, that should be all finished and completed, okay? She's also talking about real estate and the buying or selling of a property, and she's just wanting to say, just wait, okay? Just wait. Everything's going to be fine, okay? Everything's going to be good. Everything's going to be fine. But I feel like it's taking me to June, or she's taking me to June, and somewhere near around that time, you will find resolution. So I'm going to leave that there for you. She's blowing lots of hugs and kisses, and she's just saying, have faith, okay? She's telling me you've forgotten faith, and she's wanting to bring out some sort of medallion on a chain is what I'm being spoken to. And also Mary is really important. Mary, Jesus, Mary. I call her Mary, Mother Mary. And she's saying just how important she is, and to find that faith again and believe in yourself and believe in the Almighty Mother. I'm going to leave that there without getting too religiously. And I think, guys, it's time for me to sign off. I really need to get to this article. I need to get it to the magazine editor by tonight. Otherwise, I'm going to be in big trouble. And I will speak to you all next week. And don't forget, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I'm in the barber shop. So if you happen to, you know, have a few moments, drop down, say hey, and come and see it at Devon Barbershops in Doncaster. I'm going to leave it there, but I do want to say thank you for the incredible, incredible questions that you've asked me tonight. I think that it's been really educational and informative for everybody on the banter. And, you know, have a think for next week, because I'm going to ask you the same questions next week. What would you like to share? What do you want to know? And where are we going to take next week's banter? Lots of love to each and every one of you. And, you know, I just want to say have an awesome week, and be kind to yourself. All right, guys, take it easy now. We're in the new week. It's new energy. So do something beautiful for yourselves. And just remember, we can only be the best version of ourselves possible. And if we've done it, then that's all that can be expected from us. Don't push too hard, because you might break.